on a sales call right now with about 25 guys. And I'm just doing my stuff to get me ready to go. That's what you gotta do as an athlete. You know, people always ask me, how do you balance being an athlete, being the coach, being the business person? This is how you do it. You know, you gotta do more than, you know, you have to multitask, and the gurus out there will tell you, well, there's no such thing as multitasking. And there isn't, right? My attention is obviously split. I'm switching back and forth, obviously, throughout the day, but, you know, I guess you just do the best that you can. So the usual suspect that's bothered me these days. If it's not one thing, it's another. When you're 31 and you're 50 pounds heavier than everybody else that you race against, you're going to have some issues. You know, Stephen Pressfield talks about it in The War of Art. You know, the athlete knows every day that they're going to have to play hurt, just part of the game. You know, so anyways, what I was saying, my Achilles giving me some issues, so I got to do all these things now, you know, to warm up before I warm up. But so I do a mixture of some self-myofascial release and then RPR, and then also what Thomas Bowes prescribed me. I think he calls it be-activated. So it's a whole menagerie of things, but, you know, it makes me feel better. So, and again, when you get to be my age, whatever you can do to feel better, you take advantage of that shit, man. Because I want to do this for as long as I possibly can. This is my thing. Because, I mean, my body, how I train my body, the physical feats and transformations that I've been so blessed to have and accomplish in my life, transfers over to everything else. Just makes the rest of my life easy. It really does. You don't know it unless you do it. You know, it's one of those if you know type deals.
We won't be on this side. You can put down.
I actually have a picture right here of what Thomas prescribed me, so that's my thing I gotta do. 9 areas. I basically have to molest myself in those 9 areas before I'm ready to go. So doing this right here, this is actually activating my glutes. I'm getting my glutes woken up. Don't ask me how. I'm sure it has something to do with myofascial meridians and nerves, but again, I've taken a step out of the strength and conditioning industry. I'm not much nearly as tied to it as I used to be. You know, I just had to be honest with myself. I liked doing more than teaching, period. And isn't that something there's a little microcosm of a lesson for most people in this industry, and industry and life in general, right? Like, just be honest with yourself. Are you doing what you really want to do? And if not, then either use it as a bridge to where you want to go or get the fuck out. You know, I realize that. Like, hey, I like training more than I do training kids, and I love training kids. Don't get me wrong, but life is short. I want to see what I can make. I want to see how much I can get out of me being this machine, right? Oh. This is good, my hamstrings, believe me. So this is what I do every morning. It's called the Power Hour with my mentor, Marshall Wilkinson, and a bunch of my peers. About 30 guys in here. Sales meeting. Sales meeting in my ear while I'm getting ready to train. This is how you balance. You balance by not balancing. Like, there is no balance. You just got to do your best to. I don't know. I don't have sage wisdom or advice on that. You just do what you gotta do to do your best. Just like everything else in life. Like, that's one of the 4 agreements, right? If you've ever read that book, 4 agreements. What is it? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Make no assumption, and always do your best. Like, you know, if you just do your best, and you're honest with yourself. Am I doing my best? And if the answer is yes, then stop being so fucking anxious. You know? But you gotta be honest with yourself. If you're leaving stuff on the table, then yeah, I mean, have a come to Jesus moment. This is getting my quads. like super ticklish right in here. It's like a funny bone area. It sucks. When you get a real grimy spot, it's almost like a mixture between beef jerky and piano keys when you find a real gnarly spot. So calf, as Thomas told me, two ways to get it. I don't feel it right in here, but usually it's like a V from your belly button to your rib cage, somewhere in the middle there. I don't feel it when I dig around here. So you drill a hole through yourself, right? And put it on your back. And this gets my calf. If you're new here, you can see I'm pretty big up top. And I tend to use my erectors, my low back, to extend my hip. I think that's what Thomas said. Again, I'm telling you, I'm so removed from the whole anatomy and physiology piece. I'm not nearly in depth. I don't care anymore. I like sprinting. I like beating records. I like me versus me. That's what I care more about these days. And honestly, setting an example for others. Like, hey man, I'm 31. I'm beating college kids. Like, if I can do it, so can you. You know. And I'm not on drugs. Used to be on drugs. Used to be on a lot of drugs. Powerlifting. So many steroids. They work, don't get me wrong, but I feel so much better now. What's up, Winks? Give my guy Winks over here.
Just, crushing dreams and whatnot.
Yeah, you're crushing dreams?
Doing what I do best.
Yeah. Winks was my athletic trainer when I played here a million years ago. This is getting my tibia, if you can believe that, right here. Kind of looks like I'm playing with myself, but. Another thing, when you get to be over 30, you don't give a fuck what people think about you. Arch the foot. Now we just got broke out into our breakout room, so Marshall will give a sermon for about 20 minutes. Sermon, he's Jewish. And then we go in here and then we just start ripping each other apart. Mock negotiation, mock sales, things like that. It's all role play. Well, no, I mean, I'm just more concerned about like this particular product. It sounds like it's new. I mean, have you worked with anybody on this one yet?
The Walmart stores, I had a ton of success with. Clients easily bringing in 5 to 8K in profit in their pocket each month. The Amazon, I've been working on Amazon for a while, but as far as like releasing it to clients, it's relatively new. But the fact is that, I'm basically throwing it in for free. And really the idea here is that, both of the stores have this 90-day ramping period. So we all get going at the exact same time. And then by day 90, if something changes where Amazon looks to be a better opportunity, we can always switch gears and really step on the gas and push forward on that Amazon store. So really what I'm doing is mitigating risk. It's just setting yourself up for the most success.
So may I interject, Alex?
Sure.
So if you're not able to, and this is right out of the art of the sale, so this isn't anything magically that I'm pulling out of my ass. So Marshall says in the art of the sale, like if you can't tie your product to a trustworthy figure or have been in the marketplace for a long time, like why can't you just say, listen, I'm not going to get where I want to go by screwing my clients, right? I know this product is new, but I'm the most trustworthy person I know. Why can't you say that, right? And my previous successes speak for themselves. What do you say? I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to run your business, but for me that's just a little bit sharper, less words, more sniping, less oozy.
No, I know the way
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm the most trustworthy person I know. And listen, Hunter, I'm not going to get where I want to go by screwing my clients, right? By over-promising and under-delivering to my clients. This project is brand new, and if you look at my recent successes, all I need is 1% of your trust, and I'll earn the other 99%. And I gotta tell you, you're gonna be very impressed.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really fucking backpedaling. Like, I can't see myself pitching it, but when you say that, I can hear myself, just like kind of talking myself out of the deal. I just need to just head it off right in the past and be like, what is there not to trust? Like, it's a great product, like, let's get it going. So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, should I do this one more time, or what should we?
Yeah. Just try those word tracks on, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, alright, cool. So Hunter, like I was saying, we're giving you 2 stores for the price of 1, doing the Walmart store, doing the Amazon store. Let's get you going.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do this, Alex. Before I pull the trigger, I'd love to see how this product has worked for other people. That sound fair enough?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to get where I'm going by, screwing people over and ripping people off. I'm the most trustworthy guy in this entire industry, and the results that I have speak for themselves. So, while the Amazon product is a relatively new product, I'm not going to get, where I need to be by ripping people off. So, I'm going to do right by you. You're going to love it. We should get you started.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, I appreciate you being the most trustworthy person you know. Let's do this. Since it is a large amount of money, let me get in touch with my lawyer, and then I'll get back to you before breakfast tomorrow. That sound fair enough?
Hey, listen, get him around. I'm in. I want to set the tone here. Okay, Eben, you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready? I'm busy.
I can get it, Marshall. I only do business with busy people. But let me share this with you. We got this proposal ready for you. I know it checks all the boxes. All I need is a 20% deposit. We can get this scheduled for spring.
I gotta talk to my wife.
But
So if you can hear right now, we're just going through rapid fire objections. Wife, time, money, already got a guy, not interested. Just, how do you overcome objections? And you gotta do it fast, because if you're not doing it fast, no pun intended, right? If you're not doing it fast, you're not gonna come off as an expert. You're gonna sound like a fucking amateur, right? So that's why we're doing this exercise right now.
please, in order to give you a...
And sprinting is definitely a cheat code because it helps your brain literally process things and make decisions faster, so I have an advantage. They don't know that.
Discount Marshall, and if I discount you from my price, that would just mean that my price was a lie, and I know you don't do business with liars.
I'm just gonna wait. Just a second to see if I can get in here, get one rep in before I get warmed up.
30 years of combined experience, and I've been in this industry for almost 10 years, second generation.
Why do I have to pay for a design?
In order to cover our design costs, but it's not a sunken cost, Marshall. It's gonna get deducted from your deposit once we move forward with the project. No one's gonna get rich off of this. It's barely enough to put a puppy chow in my dog's food bowl.
Awesome. 5 reps. That was 5 loops. Good job.
Beautiful.
This is how I want these drills. Fast and hard. Okay? They all should, every one of you guys should be starting with, I'm with you. I agree. I hear you. What that's gonna do is give you the split second to think of where to go next. I wanna build the fast twitch muscle of you guys realizing quickly that the reason why they don't want to do it is the reason they must. That's why I'm doing this drill today. I want you to be fast. You know how I'm fast with this shit? I want you to be fast too, lightning fast. So that's what this drill is today. Okay, hit him. I'm not interested. I'm busy. Gotta talk to my wife. What makes you different? It's too much money. Give me a discount. These are the drills I want, okay? All right, I'm out. To the next drill. Let's go.
All right, Eben, can you hit me real quick? I'm gonna do a rep, then I'm gonna work out, and I'll be back with you guys in a minute.
Okay, cool. I got you. I don't know you, Hunter.
I understand, but we do business with strangers every day, right?
For sure, but yeah, it's too much money.
I understand, which is exactly why you need to do it, so you can stop having a money problem.
Talk to my wife about it before I make this investment.
I understand. Let me ask you a question. If your life gets better, does your wife's life get better? Because if the answer is yes, then this is an absolute no-brainer. Let's rock and roll, dog. I understand. Let me ask you a question. You and I both know when we add time to things, that always leads to a day that never comes. Wouldn't you agree? This is one of those times. And since we agree that this is the right thing to do, adding time to doing the right thing would be a bad thing. Wouldn't you agree? Let's go.
I got burned before, Hunter. I don't know if I can do it again.
I understand. So you know the importance of hiring a mentor then. That's great. Let's roll.
That's good. That's smooth, man. That's smooth. I like that. I like those fake objections that Mark just put us on. That's the money right there.
But I'll be back. I'll be listening. I'll be back in a minute. I just gotta do my thing here. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna work out. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Mark? All right, get a shot of my guy Mark here. Yeah. You know, I bought these pants like purposely to be a size smaller to force me to lose weight. Can't warm up in them just yet. A little too tight. The big meet tomorrow, you gonna be there? You running the 3,000 meter? No. But I don't want. You running? Yeah, the 60, the 4, and the 2, dog. I had to wear this shirt because I knew it'd piss a few of you fucking sheep off. When you say dream crushing, what do you mean?
So I'm the board chair for licensing in the state for athletic training. So we're going through our rules, and the recommendation is that in addition to being licensed by the state, I need to maintain my national certification, which is what gets you in the door, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't do that because it costs too much. And so this guy's like, well, that's going to be hardship for him. Right, it is. Like if you let that go, like, this is your profession.
Right.
Why would you let that stuff lapse?
Right.
But kind of in the little gray area, again, about how you interpret things. It doesn't say you have to be certified. It says you have to meet the standards for certification. So I gave him the out. I mean, man of the people, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But,
And when something's the right thing to do, we do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you make it pucker up a little bit.
Yeah. So at last week's meet, during the 60 meter, probably at about 35 or 40 meters into it, I felt my Achilles, right? More in the belly, sort of just like, it was a very unsettling sensation. Probably cost me a PR, honestly, but I was super concerned about that, so I've been working on some things, and with somebody my size, and I'm an advocate for this for anybody who wants to get into sprinting, like, the only time my Achilles has ever bothered me it always comes down to, and yes, there's other things that play a role in it, whether it's like how I'm carrying myself, my public orientation, but one of, if not the overarching cures has always been just spend less time on the ground, right? Just to just run faster. But, you know, that's why I'm such an advocate of thinking up, 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 right? As opposed to pushing and back and long. Like, again, for big people, longer time on the ground, that ain't the move. You know, it's gonna lead to injury. So, you know, I've only got 3 sprints today. We'll do 2 out of blocks. And then we'll do 1 flying 10 with a 30-meter build-up. But I'm gonna throw my spikes on. I'll do 1 more warm-up sprint out of a 4-point. And then it'll be like a, you know, a good test to see where I'm at. If I don't feel it, then we'll rock and roll. If I do, then we might have to make an adjustment. But, you know, such is life.
I look like that with that shirt on too.
I know you do. The goal here, I'm just thinking front side, man. Just get off the ground. Get off the ground. All right, so here's the deal. Those little bastards taking my game to a whole new level. So, got a flying 10 out of blocks here. So the time to beat is 1 second and 7/100ths, 1.07. So we'll see how we do. Beat it by 1/100th, okay? In track, that's called a fucking PR, dog, right? It don't matter how small, PR. PR. You know, sometimes, like Dave Tate, this reminds me just of that. So Dave Tate, if you don't know who Dave Tate is, please do your homework. He's the owner of Elite FTS. Big time West Side guy back in the day. I believe he was having pec issues, and Dave said some of his best performances on the platform in a meet came when he was hurt. Why? Because when you have that, 600 pounds, 700 pounds on your chest, and you're waiting for that press call, he said he was so fucking scared that he was gonna hurt himself. So as soon as he heard the press, he wanted to get that weight off of him as fast as he can. Same thing here with me. Same exact thing, right? Get out fast, like don't stay in the ground. And it's a fine line you have to ride here, right? Because with acceleration, you don't want to rush it, right? Because if you rush acceleration, then you're gonna hit max velocity sooner. And the sooner you hit max velocity, the sooner you're gonna begin to decelerate, right? Because mere mortals can only maintain max velocity for about 20 meters, give or take, before you start decelerating. So you wanna prolong that acceleration phase, right? It's usually the fastest guys who can accelerate the longest, right? Because then they decelerate for the least amount of times. Because when, especially the 200, you'll see. Like when you see people pulling away at the end of a 200 and the 100, right? The announcers will always say, oh, and he's pulling away. He's not pulling away. What he's doing, right, is he's decelerating slower than everybody else is, right? Usain Bolt's a great example of this. Like when you see Usain pulling away down the straightaway in the 100 meter, he's not pulling away. He's just maintaining, or excuse me, slowing down slower than everybody else. He's still at, you know, according to James Smith, Applied Sprint Training book, he's still at, you know, 98, 97% of max velocity by the time he crosses the finish line. So I say all of that, you know, to say, although I'm very happy with that, that's a PR, right? You know, it's this riding that fine line. Are you rushing? Are you being relaxed? Are you prolonging? It's you know, it is sort of a dance. Absolutely. Now I'm gonna take so I got one more of those. I will try and beat that, but I feel good right now. And I'll be honest, I didn't sleep that great last night. I was doing so you saw the Power Hour class before I was on. I'm also doing a master class on negotiation to become a better negotiator, right? Why? Because, you know, there's that saying that goes, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. You know, that happens to be true in life. So I wanted to sharpen that skill. So I was up till about 9, which is late for me, because I get up at 5. So I'm usually in bed by 8. So in a fatigued state, right, with the Achilles, the PR, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Very proud of myself for that. And that's another thing. Like, celebrate your wins. Celebrate your wins more often, man. Great way to build confidence. You don't care how small it is, right? I mean,
5Ks last year for big meetings.
Celebrate every little win. Take credit for everything good you do in your life, no matter how small, right? I don't care if it's brushing your teeth. I don't care if it's making your bed, PRing, like, man, just, because then when you go to bed at night, you can just think, reflect, like, man, this is a good day. I had a lot of wins. Because you just take credit for everything good that you do in your day, no matter how small. Perfect example of this, right, is Donald Trump. He's one of the most confident people in the world. Why? Because he's always taking credit for everything, right? No matter how you feel about the guy, okay? That's definitely a tactic and a strategy he uses, and I think it's helped him, right? Not only in politics, but as a businessman, okay? And if that triggers anybody here, then you can just fuck off, because that wasn't a political rant. That was just trying to help you. I was trying to draw a comparison. You should just go home now, Alistair, after that, man. I'd love to get that number. You know, some really fast cats like Tony Holler does this drill here. He just posted a video yesterday on Twitter. I think he had 2 high schoolers that ran under a second. You know? Those little bastards don't have all the miles that I do on them, nor the weight, but it's not an excuse. If they can do it, so can I. Might just take some more time. I'll give myself another minute here, and then we'll do that again. Same exact thing, so we're gonna try and beat that score. Now, maybe I should tie my shoes first. Out here with my guy, Alistair Cruisinga. I said that right?
Yeah.
That's right. He's Dutch and...
Filipino.
Dutch and Filipino. The Flying Dutch Filipino. Alistair Cruisinga. We're out here doing a little vlog action. I'm gonna try my hand at that. And then just PR'd, right? In my flying 10 out of blocks here. Build 15, sprint 20. I mean, it's hard to do out of blocks if you're just fucking going, but a PR is a PR, bitch. So 2 things. One, you can see just how much a PR can take out of you, like 4 1/100ths. That's substantial, right? You know, Charlie Francis and Derek, whenever they, you know, Derek would always tell me war stories back in the day. And when Charlie would put his guys through workouts, if they PR'd, go home, done, workout's over, right? You just did something your body's never done before. It's stressful, go home, right? I think that might have played into it. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just trying to be as real with you and objective as possible. And then the other thing is most definitely an excuse, and that's nothing but my fault. A lot of people going in and out here. We had people fucking walking down, people coming through here. I should have just taken an extra moment, let that bullshit clear, right? So I just have tunnel vision there, but it's okay. We're training. It's training. Training. So now we'll do one flying 10. So I'm not sure what the word is, comforting, settling, reassuring, whatever it is to have come out of blocks at those steep angles on my Achilles and to be good with that. Even when I was at my worst with my Achilles issues almost 3 years ago, I could still do blocks all day long. It was when I got vertical. It was the vertical forces. And you know, after having a session with Bill Hartman this past weekend, I'm all fucked up. As are most athletes, right? We're master compensators. So I'm not going into the ground the way I need to. So this is another big test for me, just to do it without pain, right? So I could care less what the time is. It'd be great to get somewhere around a second, if not faster. But the main thing that I'm worried about is health, right? Am I getting myself to a place in space where I can just fucking cut it loose when I race this week? And that's really the big goal. So here we are, one of these, and then we get to go home. So flying 10, accelerate to the first cone, book it to the second. So build 30, sprint 10. As soon as I sunk down, felt a little something, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm getting my areas done here. Again, it's probably just superficial. As Bill said, whenever I feel that shit, he's not super concerned as far as the unsettling feeling that I felt this past weekend. It's, you know, in his words, I'm probably butchering it because Bill speaks so much more eloquently about this thing than I do, but rarely are you symptomatic before something catastrophic like an Achilles rupture. So it's more, he said it's more or less just probably superficial stuff happening, but still it's an unsettling feeling if you've ever felt it before. So my biggest issues are my left shin and my right quads not doing what they're supposed to do. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of like saying, hey fuckers, do your job. Healthy, that's what matters. Get out of this thing healthy. It does no good to not be fast on race day. Got my 3 sprints, going home, out of here. I used to fucking just, you know what I'm saying, dude?